Okay, we are back, and the first thing that we're going to do before we do anything else, you'll see a new setup here because we're going to be doing font stuff today. But before that, we're going to take care of our poll from last week. So
Yes.
jump over to the left side of your screen, and where should I be?
In negation.
Negation. Right.
It's a
Right.
nominal negation, not verbal negation.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. I guess I should specify that.
Negation.
Surely that's somewhere.
Is it?
Surely.
It's not in there. Maybe it's in our notes somewhere.
Did we just leave it like, hey, we need to be able to do? Just a second. All right, so I see the note that we need it.
Oh, we
I
do?
see all the verbs. It's in the note section, like way up front. But yeah, okay, you're right. I don't.
But like we wrote down the choices, right? Like the whole thing. I remember doing that.
We did, that's in the notes. That's like on page 4.
Page 4. Here we go.
Yeah,
What?
we don't actually otherwise have a noun negation section. So keep going down. It's I actually am watching you on the live stream, which means I don't know if I'm actually telling you at the right time. Page 6 is the one
Page
you need.
6.
I was close. I was just guesstimating while I was doing a quick search.
Oh, there they are. Yes, I remember. Okay, yes. This is it. This is where we want to be. All right, so we're talking about nominal negation. And we had 3 options. Then these are roughly them coming from shadow, hidden, and save. They were kind of fully Oisa Yamosa, fully explicated on our Patreon. By the way, I think I've been confusing Oza Yamosa and Oza Yakosa. Which was the real one?
I don't think either's real. Oza Yamosa is the one that we got rid of.
Okay. But then Oza
So that one
Yakosa.
is-
So Oza Yamosa is the real fake one.
That's the real fake one, and we changed it to Ojamiosa.
Yeah. And so Oza.
There is no Oza Yakosa.
I just made it up.
You made it up.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
just you.
And as you know, that's that's rule number 1 about not to do in Conlang. Don't make anything up.
Don't make it up.
There's actually been a back and forth going on the Conlang list about the terms a priori and a posteriori, where they say, naturally there's no such thing as an a priori language because everything is predicated on knowing language, which isn't very useful.
No. Not at all. Okay.
Anyway.
So you're looking at the 3 options.
Yes.
The one that came in 3rd place was the hidden option, so nye. So that one will not be our marker.
Okay.
And that's out of the running.
I'm gonna give it a number 3. All right, our top 2.
So the other 2 are our top 2. Number 2, so 2nd place was shadow. Chai was number 2.
Okay.
Which would have been cute because Kalbifika Nime Chachini, that was fun. But save was the winner. Kalbifika Nime Tunchinu means the rabbit ate a cabbage leaf, not the mushroom, because the mushroom was saved. It was saved for later.
Okay, and then this isn't right? We changed our word for save because it turned out it wasn't going to come out as Solon, it was going to come out as Solon. What was
Tony
our word?
is our word.
Tony. Yes.
Yes, and you're absolutely right that we went back to the drawing board. And
so what is it?
we have not yet done anything with that.
And what is
Tune.
Tune?
Yes.
Tony in honor of Stony. Okay, Tune.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So I'm going to leave that there just for a second. I'm going to jump down to negation. and write it somewhere. How about, oh yeah, it probably makes sense to do this right over here. Okay. All right. When negating a noun phrase, a separate negation strategy is used. And this is the determiner, right? Specifically, the determiner. It's essentially, I mean, it came from a noun, and it occurs in the position of a determiner, so let's just call it a determiner.
It came from a verb.
It did?
To save.
Of course it did. It did, yes. Okay. So what is it?
So, like, I mean, particle? Because it doesn't really feel preposition. Well, I don't know, except for that's kind of prepositional. So I guess I think I would be most likely for myself to label it prepositional just because it comes before and it's not really a determiner.
Well then, I think that what we've done then is what we've actually created is the obessive preposition. So it means without.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Tune is used before the noun phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Below is a small example.
And I closed the other one. Do you want the example you had in the poll?
I had an example?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I do?
Kalbi fika nime tun chinu.
Okay.
So the rabbit ate the cabbage leaf.
Fika,
not a mushroom.
So kalbi fika anime. Tun. Chinu? Chinu. I kind of want to leave the exclamation point. The rabbit ate a cabbage, not a mushroom. And then how would we say and? Like it ate both.
Oh, that's cayenne.
What?
So you would have like fika, chinu, cayenne. You put the two nouns side by side, and then following that is our word.
Cayenne. That's right, and it reminds me of that Meat Puppets song, "We Don't Exist." I'm there.
Right. The one that I still don't know what you're talking about, but I smile and nod every time.
Well,
say yes.
Have you heard of the Meat Puppets at least?
Because of you.
Oh, wow, really? That's it? Man. They're twin brothers from Arizona, and then another guy made really an amazing band.
Like, I swear we had this conversation a week ago.
I know. But, like, their lyrics. So they have this, there's this song. Actually, these lyrics make the most sense, I think. They have a song called Things, which is, like, my favorite song in the world. Any open door leads to instant things. It's just great. Anyway, so I do want to add, because I think it makes a lot of sense to use this as also an obessive, because it's essentially what we were doing.
Right.
So let's say the latter example can also mean the rabbit ate. Oh, it's cabbage leaf, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to bump it on the next line.
Ooh,
no, not that.
Hurts.
Not that. Get ready. This. Oh. But not the second one. Huh, all right. The latter example can also mean the rabbit ate a cabbage leaf without a mushroom. Either interpretation is acceptable, though one will be preferred over the other in certain contexts. Important note, rabbits should not eat mushrooms. Okay. Right? Because we determined that. They were like not
I do
super not good.
remember saying that was going to be like our word for poison or something. Is your chair stuck?
Yeah. Did that thing again. Aha!
Oh my gosh.
Nothing can stop me now. All right.
In the example, you need to change
That is correct.
N to
EN.
apostrophe N. Yeah.
Yeah, in the first one. Because this now ends with a consonant.
I read
right?
Joey's message backwards. And that doesn't help.
I'm sorry.
Obsessive.
I don't
Obsessive.
I don't know how you're hearing a difference
Obsessive.
there. Obsessive and then obsessive. Do those sound different to you?
No.
Yeah, they don't sound different to me.
I guess there's a little bit more if you're like obsessive versus obsessive. I mean,
Jasmine, nice one. I mean, I could just go nuts and call it abusive.
that's what Isaac says.
Okay, or the preferred pronunciation, obsessive.
Of course. Now, I myself prefer abevacy. Did the B and the S backwards.
Amazing.
I metaphysize things on the fly.
Oh, by the way, a little bit of Conlanging history. So I'm guessing that you did not watch Star Trek: The Next Generation a whole bunch?
No.
Okay, well, there's an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation that was written by a famous conlanger, Sally Caves, who created Teonoth. So she wrote an episode of Star Trek because she was a fan and watched it on TV, and so she wrote a script and mailed it to Paramount, and they're like, "That's good. We'll go ahead and make that into an episode," because apparently that's the way television worked back then.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like, you're just watching Psych and you're like, well, I'm a really big fan of this show. I guess I'll write one. And just...
I'm gonna write the next movie.
There we go.
That's amazing. Wesley asked, do you know which episode that is?
Oh yeah, it's the episode called Hull of Pursuits. It's she created the character of Reginald Barclay. She created that character, who went on to be he kind of became like a cult fan favorite, and he showed up in several other episodes by other writers, and also in at least one of the movies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How cool to have left a mark like that just as a fan.
I know. So in this episode, it's not actually about language, but at one point in time, somebody metaphysizes something, and so Data, the android, explains that metathesis is a common, linguistic process.
Yes.
But unfortunately, what Data says is metathesis.
That's perfect. Metathesis.
Because nobody knew what the word was, nobody checked, and I don't know, it just feels so wrong that Data does it. This android who's like, can do everything perfectly, more or less.
Maybe we're saying it wrong and Data had it right.
And yes, Veronica, she absolutely did. She created Reginald Barclay. And in that episode, they also dress up as, what should we call it, Robin Hood, right?
Sure.
Anyway.
That is very true. Computers don't know.
By the way, Zach, I have actually pitched a television show twice. 2 different ones about conlanging. Got turned down both times.
Keep trying. Don't give up.
Yeah, they don't know what they're missing.
Did you pitch Sassafras Sam's in the Conlang Kid, though? Did you pitch that one?
Ooh. Goodness gracious. It's an Old West show where every single mystery ultimately is a linguistic puzzle.
Yes. And I don't know how anyone would turn that down.
And the overarching goal of the episode is to create a pan-Western conlang for everybody to speak.
Funny.
It's called Westron.
Western. And when it becomes a huge hit, I shall pick Couple Sassafras.
I have thoughts.
Okay, that's beyond the scope of this episode, but I will ask you for those later.
Okay. Not no used to negate noun phrases. Okay, we just added 2 words to T. So we're going to do 15. And then...
Wow, I am slacking. I'm over here looking through the notes, not even helping you update everything at the bottom.
Yeah.
Johan just suggested our first episode, The Curious Case of Central Vowels. That's perfect.
That's a good boy, Roman. You're scratching the right thing. Yeah.
Okay. I was just about to ask, did you enter it on the English side? I can do that. But...
Yeah, I got it. And then... And now I can actually translate with or without you.
That's such a good song.
Yeah. Druckers is asking if emesis is in the dictionary yet. Is it? I don't remember what that was. Where was it? It's not in the dictionary. What was it?
Was it just IMEZ?
No, emesis. Emesis.
Oh wait, is that the one that maybe is going? Oh, you know what? That's the one that people had suggested it to be beaver for water rabbit.
Water?
Or river rabbit.
Oh, because it's Zeus.
Yeah, for river.
I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna hang on to that. How closely related are beavers and rabbits? And also, that would preserve the gem in it because we have it. Wait, no, actually, you know what? I better look at that. But I can't right now because I can't pull up the sound changes. Well, we'll have to save that for later.
Do you need a sound change?
Oh wait, no, but
you covered.
I'm sorry. There's no S there. No, there's no gem in it. I don't know what I'm talking about because it's just rabbit, right? Jesus. I'd have to give that a look.
So a beaver is a rodent.
Nice one, Logan.
It gnaws through tree trunks, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's a family Castoridae.
Maybe a tooth rabbit. No, but they both have teeth. I don't know.
They are different families.
The beaver is my favorite animal, so I'll have to really give that some thought.
Okay. Yeah, they're different family and genus completely.
River mouse. No, but that's very large. Maybe it's just a river capybara.
I think instead we need to have a land beaver.
Oh.
What would a beaver be? A platypus!
Ah.
With the tail?
By the way, a quick throw-in, since we were talking about Dolly Parton separately.
Yes.
You know who else wrote a song for Elvis?
You don't either, do you?
That guy, Jimmy Buffett.
Really?
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett wrote Margaritaville for Elvis, and Elvis passed.
Really?
And so he recorded it himself.
I'm actually glad because that needs to be Jimmy Buffett.
He recorded it himself, and that was the rest of his career. I don't know. I could hear Elvis doing it. Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe I just like Jimmy Buffett's voice on that one too much. Okay. Did we?
Very similar. I don't know. Yeah, so we did that. I don't know what river rabbits would be. Well, we'll have to think about that. Okay, so we're now going to go to the right-hand portion of the screen, and we're going to test out making the font. So at this point...
Side note, didn't we verify that there were some rabbits that actually swim? Wouldn't that be a river rabbit?
Oh my. And don't forget our failed rabbit.
It's a unicorn. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Go on. We are on the glyph side.
Yeah. So, as a reminder, we have our glyphs. Is this all of them? Can't remember.
There should be 16 plus 20. I think there were 16 consonants and 5 vowels.
Yeah, it feels like there's more stuff.
Actually, I can tell you for sure, because I left the glyph information in there just in case.
Oh, thank you.
4 vowels.
Yeah, the 4 vowels, and one of them, only 3 orthographic vowels.
And 16 consonants.
Yeah. And 16 consonants, so I have 14 right here. So what were the other 2? We'd already decided on 2 of them, but where are they?
Oh, there's an empty one from Ahe. Do you have that one? Taha?
Yes, I do.
Maybe I should ask you what you have. Otherwise, do you want me to just read the list?
Where are the definitive? Yeah, go ahead. Read the list.
All right, so we start with F. Fenghe.
Got it. Keep going.
H. Huiba.
Yep.
K. Kata. L. Laja. M. Mindla. Prenasalized B. Mbe. Ime. N. Noje.
Okay.
And then prenasalized D. Unuko. Prenasalized G. Ngeshu. Prenasalized Z. Idzije.
Yep.
P. Pata. S. Sheja. T. Tulu. X. Hidzu.
Yep.
And Z. Zehiva. And empty consonant.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I see. Some of these were tied. so it says 14 at the bottom, but there are 16. Never mind.
Good. But that's a good reminder for everybody at home. Those are going to be the consonant shapes.
Yeah. Rabbits are writing with brushes. That's why we used the brush pen. And they've made a fair way. They've gone a fair way with textiles. So in other words, this isn't something that's being chiseled or something into trees, though it could perhaps be. This is brushwork on paper or fabric. All right. So first thing that we need to do is very boring, and so I'm really excited to share it with everybody. We're going to go to Workspaces, Features, and Classes. And we're going to work with our ligatures. So I think I did this one already. I showed everybody this. It's a standard ligature to take everything that is uppercase and replace it with something that's lowercase so that we don't have to worry about case in the font. In other words, if you type an uppercase A or a lowercase a, it doesn't matter. I'm going to need to expand this list when we decide on our other keystrokes, for example, the turned E. But right now, we need to actually create our characters.
And while you're doing that, real quickly, Ragdoll, he's using FontLab. And W. Watson, there are birds in the world. We do not have a word for bird yet.
Yeah.
But surely there are birds. And oh, I missed something. Something with a failed rabbit. After winning first prize cabbage at first international cabbage convention, failed rabbit became a star. Oh, there's a whole story from Evan. That's great.
Oh man.
And eternal. Can't see what you're talking about. Is that intentional? It's really small on the screen, but I think that's out of necessity just because the program.
No, you can't see what I'm talking about, and that's at least somewhat problematic. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Let's see if this fixes it. I have to wait till the video catches up.
Okay. It oddly created...
No!
How?
I did that. Okay, so no, you can't see what I did. Because evidently it treats these windows as different. So let's see what I can do about that. Give me just one moment, please. All right. We'll call this features.
Oh, when you open another window, is OBS not recognizing it? Okay.
Huh. You know what? It doesn't even give me an option to put it. That window isn't anywhere. Dropbox, FaceTime.
Ooh.
Well, that kind of sucks.
Wait, is this the same window you opened yesterday, though?
No.
The one that you were drawing in? No. Oh, okay.
And now my mouse has gone all crazy.
See, this is fun with fonts right here. Always problem shooting. Troubleshooting. Problem shooting. Why don't we say problem shooting more often? Oh! I just got a whole screen of Font Lab.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Evan, I think I'm going to sing the Angala song another day. Not sure you guys are ready for that one.
Well, then we're going to have to do this, I think. Which I'm not super happy about, but maybe we can switch back. So just a moment. I'm going to do this. Okay, so now you can see it. It's at the bottom. The font is very small. I don't know if I can make it bigger, which is kind of at least a little bit ironic in a font program. Maybe view, zoom. Let's try this. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Well, anyway, now you can see it down here. And so you can see this rule right here. So we have feature, liga, and then an open curly bracket. At the bottom, we have a closed curly bracket. There's spaces between these. Liga, and then a semicolon. The semicolon ends a line. And so essentially, it's just one line in between the curly brackets. Here we have our first rule. It says substitute bracket, capital A, space, hyphen, space, capital Z, and then close bracket, space, by, space, and then in between the brackets, lowercase a, space, hyphen, space, Z, and then a semicolon. And this will mean that anytime you type a capital letter, it's going to return a lowercase letter. So we needed to do that first. Before we, oh, I do see little Jessie. Okay, hold on.
I know, I'm peeking out.
Let's make you a little bit bigger.
No.
Yeah. Mega Jessie.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, so what we're
I
going
was
to
not ready for a close-up today.
what we're going to do now is we're going to create our characters. So we're not going to use any of the characters that are actually that come in the font. We're going to create brand new ones. And this is how we're going to do it. So we've already taken everything that's uppercase and turned it into lowercase. So now what we're going to do is take everything lowercase and turn it into something. So we're going to start with 2-letter sequences. Oh, this should get interesting with the pre-nasalized. Oh my god. You know that problem we were having with the sound changes? Specifically with pre-nasalized Z?
Right.
We're going to have the exact same problem now.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Because there's no way to tell the difference between NZ and pre-nasalized Z. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to create a new character, which is a thing that I hate doing. Because you shouldn't have to learn anything new. You should just type the romanization. Ugh. Mercy, mercy me. Okay. But
I see. Okay, so it's really more about knowing how to spell it from our point of view, because we have 2 different characters for the prenasalized Z, and then the N and the Z are their own characters. But
yeah,
the problem is when you look at a word and you see NZ, you have to figure out which one it is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this just to get us started. Substitute B by and we're going to call this AB Angala. And that's going to be the name of the character. And we're also going to substitute a sequence of AB by AB Angala, same thing. And what will happen, I'm just going to show you what's going to happen when we do this. If you hit compile, which is this little, oh wait, not update selected, no, it's the play button, I'm sorry. Here, play is compile. If you aborting fatal error in font applications and file features of line 35. Oh, of course.
Serious.
I misspelled substitute. I wrote substitute. It's a little embarrassing.
Well, those are good too. Just not what you want for this. And Mike says maybe we should spell it MZ when it's a prenasalized Z.
I mean, you could do that, but again, it's something that you have to learn.
Yeah.
So it's the same as just having a whole other character for it. Anyway, so when you hit compile, it's going to say some glyphs referenced in the features definition don't exist.
Arcade says, what if they just share a character because they were bad linguists?
Anyway, so, all right, so it doesn't exist. So then you say create missing glyphs, and it creates a new glyph down here. And now it compiles. See? And so we're going to save that, and then we're actually going to skip ahead because we need to deal with the turned E. So let's do that now. There are 2 different versions of E, and we need them both to return our schwa. And so I need to know their names. They're not there.
Oh, like in the official.
Yeah. There's one. Okay, so there is a schwa, and there is an uppercase schwa. Okay. E turned. And okay. Where's the other one?
And Ice Tones, the writing system, is going to actually come about pretty early, so it's going to be before, I think, actually most of our sound changes, if not all of them. And I don't believe there has been a spelling reform, because they're happy.
Right. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is substituting uppercase schwa by lowercase schwa. So that's done. And so now we need to find, E reversed. We're also going to be substituting capital E reversed by lowercase schwa. take care of that.
Are these standard keystrokes, or like do they just give you a lot of options in the program?
They are in Unicode.
Oh, okay. So wow. So you are working with all of the standard Unicode and trying to get it all.
Yeah, because I need to figure out that I need to make sure that anything that you possibly type returns the same thing. And the fact of the matter is, our IPA keyboard layout thing,
Right.
it uses another schwa from the one that we usually use.
Right, which was problematic in, I think it was the sound change applier, right? Like that was problematic
Yep.
that it was the wrong schwa.
Yep. Substitute E
Okay.
turned by schwa, so we're basically turning everything into lowercase schwa.
Okay. How many Unicode characters are there that you have to think about doing this with?
There should just be one more. There it is. Okay, no, we don't need E reversed IPA. I think that we're good. So now we've turned everything into schwa. And now we're going to turn schwa into something else.
So that way when you write this rule, it changes everything you've already switched over?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we're just going to call it schwa because you can't use Unicode characters in this code. You only use the basic stuff. Okay.
Meridian agrees.
Yeah. Alright, so there are all those little fancy fellows. Look at this. Do you see this though? So like there is schwa and E turned. And they're the same character.
That's bizarre.
Drives me nuts. Like they couldn't leave well enough alone.
I didn't know it until we started working together, but now it drives me nuts too.
Yeah.
And Mateus, you have a good point. Like a protoform is not usually written, but we know the protoform, and usually you don't for sure know protoforms. You're guessing. So.
Yeah, this is younger, remember? So this isn't so bad. Anyway, though, right now we're just creating the characters, so it shouldn't be so big a deal. All right, but the first thing that we're going to do, since we started with B. Oh, but these got put afterwards. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Oh well, I should have done those first. Ooh, I know what I can do. I'll just delete this. Delete that glyph, and then ta-da! Now it's at the end. Better. Save. Okay. All right. So now we've got AB. Oh, I really would like it, but I can't.
Okay.
We made. My wife made tamales today.
We?
Well, I meant our household, and
Oh.
because it was. Didn't Meridian help?
She made one.
Meridian made a tamale. I'm proud of her.
Right?
Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, so I'm gonna. Okay, and then substitute UB by UB Ingala, and substitute schwa B by schwa B Ingala. Alright, now there are those characters. Ta-da! So they're all ready to be Bified. And now we can take this and do this for the other single characters. So first D.
I'm also, like, as I'm watching you do this, reminded why one time I downloaded a font program, and I can't remember which one. And I think I got through, like, a partial glyph, a single partial glyph, and I was just so confused. And so I gave up on it.
Yeah, by the way, we're putting the singletons at the end. because that seems to help it. If you go by number of things. Anyway, so now we do F. Oops, we're missing a D there, aren't we? That would have been disastrous.
You would have gotten a failed return.
Yeah, we're missing a B here. Woo, woo. That could have been, you know. All right, so after F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we're not doing that yet. H. H is next.
Joey asked if the writing system will retain codas other than the N or the S.
Probably not, no. It'll be after that. Okay, now we can get this done correctly. Okay, F, H. A faster way to do this is just to open a separate program like TextEdit, and then just do like mass copy and paste replacing. But there aren't too many characters, so this shouldn't be too bad. Okay.
Is that what you would normally do, but you just can't with the OBS windows and everything?
I could, but also, I don't know, I'm just feeling this right now. I'm enjoying it.
Sure.
H-I-J.
Also in TextEdit, you don't get the coloring of the commands, do you? Like the blues and...
Yeah. Hopefully, though, if you do it correctly the first time, it shouldn't matter. Because you're just copy and pasting. Okay, K. And then, all right. And I'm sorry this is so teeny tiny. I really wish there was a way that we could increase the font size of this part. You can increase everything else.
It's just that one window.
Yeah. And also likely other similar windows like the kerning window. But we are not going to have to deal with a kerning window, which I'm really, really grateful for because this font goes from top to bottom. H-O-J-K-L. No.
Actually, Jasmine, is Mango Languages, is that an app?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a language learning app.
Interesting. And I do not believe there are humans in the world at this point of the speaking rabbits. So no humans.
I mean, though there may be groups that come to believe that there are, but spoiler alert, nope. They're all gone. M. Okay.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look up that Mango Languages.
What about them?
Jasmine says it's less gamified alternative to Duolingo, but more culture and grammar intensive.
It's probably not free, yeah.
Probably not. Although Duolingo has done that 5 heart thing. And if you don't pay, you have to wait 24 hours until you can keep going. And let's just say sometimes your thumb clicks on the wrong option when you know the right answer, and Duolingo doesn't care. They take a heart away anyway. I have found I'm not good at aiming when I type, and I'm too fast at hitting the enter button. And then there's a spelling error, and they're like, "No, you've made a mistake."
Have you been studying High Valerian?
I did for like 3 lessons, and then I got busy.
Thank you for that.
But I'll go back to it. It was very exciting though to hit the little play button. I was like, "It's David!"
Yeah.
I made Will listen to it. It was great.
I recorded everything for that. Everything.
That's
It took a
so
long time.
cool. In Ice Tones right now, I am not currently actively trying to learn any specific language, but I like to learn the beginning stuff about a lot of languages so I can just see and hear how they work for fun. And right now it's a week before all of my classes begin, and so I'm not learning much for fun just yet. Give me a month to catch up with life and classes. Then I'll be back to it.
Why don't I just do this? Should have done this. Okay. Oh, what? What? S. Okay, T comes after S, right? S,
Yeah.
T, U, V, we don't have a V.
W.
W, we don't have a W per se.
We have an
X, we're not going to type that as an X, we're going to type it as a KH. W, X, Y, we don't really
Because
have
of
a Y. And then Z. Z, we do have a Z. We may actually...
We have a Y. Don't we have a Y
Well,
that shows up?
we do have a Y and a W. And maybe we'll add that, but I think that it's probably just going to be... we'll have to figure out how to do that, because I don't know at present.
Okay.
I think it's just going to be sequences of vowels. In which case, we can add an option so that when you type a Y, it returns an I.
Oh, so then you don't actually create the Y, it just goes over to the I.
I need to make sure that that works for the whole language. But that's probably what we're going to do. Okay, S, T, and then Z.
So, I mean, the only reason we would have a Y in the romanization anyway is because it was an I, so...
Yes.
That makes sense.
In fact, maybe... can you look that up? I think that should be correct. And did we... Why did I do the vowels in here? Because I'm trying to think if we were going to do special diphthongs or not. I don't think that we were, but maybe we were.
I think we only had the four, the I, U, and schwa. Because they were the star, sun, moon, and earth.
Yeah, but now, I mean, you could combine them very easily. Couldn't you?
I don't remember what they looked like. I can pull up the...
But we weren't, right? We weren't going to do that. No,
I don't believe so.
No, we decided against it.
Okay. So I don't need to go pull up the original Glyph vote post? Are you chuckling as you read your notes?
No, it's just it's an applesauce project. I appreciate that you liked my turtle sentences. I did.
You have some of the weirdest sentences. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that takes care of all the singletons. So now we have to do the doubles, and they're going to be above.
What do you just mean like above where they're placed on the line?
Yeah. So, because CH is going to return something. Actually, I'm gonna let's put the I last. Yeah, that's where we should do it. Replace Y by I angle, and then replace W with U, So that
Well,
takes
you're
care of
doing-
that.
We never came up with a word for turnip, did we?
No.
I'm thinking I need to do that. And we have some options.
I might have to think more about this, but I thought this was going to be fairly simple. Oh, right. But of course we have to do the vowels. We didn't do the vowels. Okay. And then I and you. We can't replace anything by a sequence. So we can't replace O with a sequence.
What does that mean? Like a EU or whatever, you can't do that to replace the O.
Like, you can't say if you type O, return schwa followed by U.
Ooh, I see what you're saying.
So I think that we're just going to have O replace with U. And we'll make a note of that. Okay. All right, so we have NZ, ND, MB, NG, KH. And then have to discuss perhaps what to do with SH. Yeah. All right. So let's start with the easy ones, which are the pre-nasalized ones.
Are those easier just because of the shape, or just because when you type, you know that that's what it's returning?
Just because they're less complicated. So MBA,
Okay.
MBI, MBU. Oh wait, I'm sorry, backwards. Huh, duh. AMB, IMB, UMB, and then schwa MB by doop, 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 doop. Okay, that's easy enough. I think that I am in fact going to go with the suggestion to do MZ. I mean,
Okay.
I hate to do it, but I mean that I think that's the simplest solution. Rather than using some sort of a dead character. And we're even going to call it MZ. Okay, so M comes before N in the alphabet, right?
Yes.
Oh, but you know what? K comes before that.
Yes, it does.
KH.
I love that every time you ask this about the alphabet, I have to really stop and think. And I think it's because you're asking if something comes before something else. So I have to stop and process and make sure I'm answering right.
Yeah. Oh boy. Why did I do... Why did I even... Sorry. I am realizing something that is going to make me undo a lot of the stuff that I've already done.
What is that?
Well, because when you're writing AB, it's not necessarily B, it's actually P, isn't it? Whoops. Because it voices intervocalically.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. So that was my little mistakey poo. So AD is actually T. No, don't Reduce the brightness? Crap. How do I get it back? Oh, not like that. Not like
Isn't
that.
there a brightness button? For my end, it totally looks the same. Screen is not being reduced.
Oh boy. Okay, whatever. Okay, but the point is that should be T.
Oh, you're not on a Mac keyboard.
Mm-mm.
That's why. I was like, there's clearly a brightness button.
And not only that, there should be a V, and the V is an F.
Right.
Yes. I'm getting this.
Wait, does that mean... Because you're having to map everything, so GH would need to map to KH?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, I'm getting it.
I mean, you are, but I'm not. Goodness gracious. This is way more complex than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be relatively simple.
30 minutes later, what am I doing?
Yeah, okay, so then B maps to P, and so we have to get rid of the characters we just made. Okay, and then G we didn't do, but we should have. G maps to K.
We have Mitegi and Mitegipu being suggested as words for mistakey poo. Oh wow, Mike even made up a mista from step or path and kipu from false. You made a whole thing out of that, Mike. Mitegipu. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. And I'm writing this down. Oh
Okay,
wait, I
yeah.
don't have to write things down. I can type things in the document without screwing up what you're doing.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is that Z, it's not going to work for Z because S intervocalics, it does intervocalic voicing, but there's also Z. So you just have to know.
Yes. Yes.
The font isn't going to be able to take care of it by itself. Okay, so I took care of B, D, and G, so that's good. I took care of V. Z can't be taken care of. And then H and G, I got that. H doesn't voice, so we should be good there. So we can go back to the doubles. By the way, just people watching, as I'm doing this, you want me to go ahead and go back to the other view, and you can watch what Jesse is typing in the document instead of this. Let's see.
Ooh, and I'm not looking at the current chat just yet because I'm trying to type in the Mitegipu notes.
Yeah. But the important thing is that these things cycle from top to bottom. So that's why you have to put the double characters first. Because if you don't, then it will have changed, for example, N to N Angala, and there will be no sequences of A, N, D.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Joey points out that S doesn't go to Z because Z is a proto. That is the only one that doesn't get voiced, right?
It doesn't? I thought it did.
Interesting. I'm
No.
gonna have to look at examples now.
No, I guess it doesn't. It voices before M. Or it voices before prenasalized.
Prenasalized B
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
where that happens. Okay. So that's
All right.
good. And people are saying sure, yes to going back to the other screen.
Where do you want me to go in the document, Jesse?
I am up in the brainstorming notes. I figured that would be a good place to type what notes we have.
Okay. I'm gonna brainstorming notes. What page? Let's do it that way.
This is page 5.
Okay, page 5. Where's your cursor? Oh,
I'm
I
at
see
the
it.
end of mistakey poo.
Nice. Okay.
And by the way, now in the view, because you enlarged my screen,
Mm-hmm.
you can only see like half of my face because I'm so huge on the window. Oh, there we go. No,
I'll
I'm
fix
back
it.
to being huge.
I'll fix it.
That would be good. Okay, and I'm also going to add a couple of bases that we need to work in for name forms. And so that way, whoops. And so if I go off the screen, if I type and I enter down too far, have no fear. I will move the screen up if I need to fit back into my bounds. We never did figure out about the Solon problem, did we?
No, what we're going to do, what I think we should do is that len should be its own word, and that so can be some sort of prefix.
Okay.
And that'll fix it, because, yeah, I was just too uncomfortable with having a protoform that had 2 diphthongs right in a row like that, and a coda.
And what was the problem with, we couldn't just do lan? Oh, because it would go to the wrong sound.
Yeah, it would have been solon.
And we did not, that was not at all what we wanted. And so, but lan by itself.
If you do lon by itself, it'll become out len, but you could also, just to make sure, just in case there was any funny business, you could also just make it l schwa e n. That's fine.
Okay. And I did just check it on the sound change thingamabob. Sound change applier.
Yeah.
That was the word I was going for.
Okay. I have, incidentally, I have all of the actual consonants added. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to try to add sh and ja. It's going to be a little difficult, though, because, I mean, essentially it's just s. That just returns s, because the things that makes it a sh is the ya that follows it. So you're just going to have to... You can't return 2 things.
Which means you would have to type them separately for this show? Yeah.
Yeah. You can't return 2 things. And especially because, we have to remember, I have to remember, this is a top to bottom font, right? So if you think about the way anything with sh is going to be spelled, first the s is going to come, and whatever vowels that come before it. Then there's going to be a ya, or an I, that comes after it.
Right.
And so the thing is, if you type it top to bottom, let's say that you invent a fancy thing that changes it depending on what comes after it. It's no longer going to come after it, because it's going to be below it. It's not going to trigger that change.
A second.
Because word processors can't do a thing where they change the direction of type from top to bottom, where it treats the thing below it as the thing that comes next.
Okay.
So we can't do that. So incidentally, if you just go in the document, if you go down to somewhere in the dictionary, anything, I want to show you why I typed the things that I did. And yeah, for example, Dark Horse is saying a Glyph. Yeah, it's not going to make any sense. There wouldn't be anything like that because of this issue that I'm talking about.
Okay, so for instance, though, a word like sheja.
Yeah, sheja. So the way that that's going to be spelled is going to be S Y schwa N D, right?
It's actually a TIA
Oh, a TIA? Ooh, a
because
TIA.
it gets a ch in its voice to j being intervocalic.
No, and it wouldn't work going from bottom to top. It doesn't matter. It needs to be the linearity of it. They're going to be in that one. So sheja, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glyphs. And the glyphs are going to be S, I, schwa T, and then I, and then A.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Why is the schwa glomming on with the T instead of the other way around?
I'm sorry, I have to change it. I was telling you to change the document. I need to change it. I'm the one who's controlling it. Sorry.
I'm like, I did. I moved.
So here.
I'm in the S's.
Yeah. So this is the word that's being discussed right now, sheja. And so let's go ahead and type this out as it would be. First glyph is going to be AS because A is blank. Remember?
Right.
Next glyph is going to be I. Next glyph
because we voted on the vowel consonant, even though that doesn't make sense given no codas, really. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. And so then this is how it's done. Now, something that we could do is see about combining at least a couple of these. We couldn't do it with A, right? Because A is just blank. But we could do it with schwa. Schwa could combine with U and I. But could you do it so it came first or not? No, schwa is not blank. A is blank in this one. Yeah, but so W. Watts is saying VC syllabary is really awful for this language. It is, but that's what makes it fun.
What fun would it be if we had it make sense?
Yeah. So, okay, so then this is blank is A, and then E, U, schwa.
So were you drawing it out so we can actually kind of see a little bit?
It's not going to work to combine them. It's not going to work.
Okay.
So yeah, forget that. But anyway, this is how it's going to be typed in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glyphs. So as a result of that, yeah, this and this is what makes it sh.
Sh.
And this is what makes it ja.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's more like this. Because it's not just the fact that it comes before I, it's the fact that it comes before that and another vowel. So that makes it sh, and this makes it ja. And so because these things are not going to come after one another, because the font, programs like this can't treat top and bottom as next to each other, you can't say that have this changed to something when it comes after that. It's not going to work.
Okay.
So that, by the way, is why I have this. So ultimately, when we get this is going to be the orthographic example, and this is going to be how to type it.
And we'll need that.
Yes, this is going to be just like Castithan, the Castithan language. If you open that up, that's the most difficult language to spell that I've created thus far. And so I rely exclusively on these things so that I know how to type it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to figure it out. Just from the sound of it.
Wow.
Okay. So
Cool.
that does make the coding easier because I don't have to worry about SH or anything like that, or J or J. Those things just aren't going to resolve. I do need to make J turn into something, so I guess Y.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or D.
I mean, if you're doing IPA type thing.
It's either that or D. I mean, it doesn't. I guess D is going to get you closer. I'll have it turn into D or ND.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. I guess T is closest. All right. So it's turning into T.
It's turning into all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That is amazing. Okay. So I guess that means we are done. And I can go ahead and hit the compile button.
That sounds exciting, right?
Yeah. So go ahead and look at the right corner of the screen right here. I'm about to hit compile. And a bunch of new glyphs are going to appear. There they are.
I'm waiting. It's not caught up yet. In Evan, it's a VC. Oh, interesting.
No, it's a VC
on,
Abugida. Yeah, that's correct.
That's what I was just thinking. So then I was trying to think. I was like, did we ever say it was a syllabary? Okay. So yeah, it's a Rabugida and it's VC. That glomming together because of both.
Yeah. Okay. And then for the time being, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Oh, fantastic! They all line up. Excellent. Because it's 4. Okay. I'm gonna color those so it's or the basic one, so I'm gonna do blue for those. MB Angala. Oh wait, that's not right. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh. Okay, never mind. I think I know. I know what this note means now. Whenever you have a moment, can you put the document back on page 5?
Yeah. So I'm having to redo a lot of things. I'm going to delete all those and then make them come up again. Okay, here we are, page 5. It's kind of like straddling page 5 and 6.
That will probably be best, so that way I can type in that area. Cool. And I have to keep remembering that it doesn't matter what I do on my end. You can only see what's on your computer. I don't know why that throws me off so much.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to delete all these again because there was a little mistake. There's no such thing as MB Angala. Now, by the way, I understand. I think there may still be a mistake somewhere. But I understand why that question was asked. I forget who asked it at this point. The issue is in terms of nomenclature. I'm just discussing this as if it were a syllabary because it's easier. But it is technically an abugida. Yeah. All right.
If it were a I almost said it wrong. Syllabary. If it were that, then Shay would be one glyph, and Ja would come together to form one glyph.
No, the issue is the fact that there's no basically the MB forms should just be MB forms. They're interpreted as when they need to be. But I'm just doing it anyway. Okay.
Just doing what you want.
Yeah, just because it's easier for me to make sense of. Okay, here are all the U's.
Okay, so
that's
we, by the way, have had a
Yes.
note that if you said my shadow, that would be like myself.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice idea. I don't know if it still works.
Oops. I should actually. Well, I'm filling out the note to show the protoforms as soon as I go back and get the actual protoform for shadow. That would help.
Oh.
Fleshing out these notes.
Did I miss? I missed schwa.
Oh, to be included in it?
Yeah. That's all right. I'm not going to delete them again. I'm just going to... Wait a minute. And then this one is going to be cyan. Okay. So yeah, that doesn't line up perfectly because I missed that one, but that's all right.
So Evan says, still confused as to why it's not a CV abugida.
That's just how we voted.
And yeah, it's just, that was one of the options and it was what was voted for.
Yeah. Okay. So then in terms of our characters, I think the first thing that I'm going to do is L, because I think it's easiest.
Oh,
Our
that's nice.
Our old paw. So let's actually get into that and see how it goes. So yesterday we just streamed a little teensy bit. I created some pieces, and I kind of like them, but I may just do it on my own anyway. That's weird. But we need to figure out how big these things are going to be. So let's look at L. 1,000 is huge. So I'm going to... But I did that so you could see. No, but even so, it's big enough. It's big enough. So how do I zoom out? There we go. That's still pretty big for 1,000. But at least, here, let's try one more time. That's a little bit more manageable. Let's give that a shot. Okay, so when I write this one, I go from left to right. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Let me, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go from left to right, and we probably, do we want it to be up at, let's see. Oh, that's not very big, is it? That's not very big if this is our box. Let's make that bigger. Where do I do that? Where do you make the brush bigger? Oh, it's here. Okay, let's make it. Okay, 100. Is that really 100? You know what? 100 doesn't feel big enough. Let's make it 200. Oh no! Did it? What the? Ah! It changed my brush! It changed my brush. The one I was making, like I was doing stuff with. Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
It changed the one that you worked so hard yesterday to get?
Yes, it did. Okay, so that's how you make it.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah, that's how you make it 200. Let me, I need to pull up that window where you can modify it on your own. Because this brush is not, that brush needs to be fixed. It's going to be over here. Panels, toolbar, brush. That's it. There it is. Come here, little fella. Okay, because you see, this, we want that a little bit, yeah. Oh, that's the money melon right there. Okay, so remember this. I should probably write this down or something. 100, 84, 68, 53, 37, 200. That's what I want.
Do you want me to write?
I don't know, like, I'll probably remember, or I'll take a picture of it or something. And
Okay,
30,
because
30
I had
there.
my pen ready to go. I just didn't hear everything I needed to write.
Now, in terms of how it's going to be held, oh wait, no, sorry. Do I want it held like that so that it's, I mean, it's essentially holding it like that. Is that the way I do it? Just a minute. I think it should be the other way. Yeah, I think it should be the other way. It needs to be flipped around. How do I do that? Maybe
Put a mirror on it?
30. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I want it. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I want it. Okay. Now I don't actually want those strokes though, because they're no good. But we need a flat going from 0 to 1,000. Let's see. That's terrible. Terrible. Too big. Not for this one. Not for this one. Not for this one. No. That'll work. That'll work. Okay, so I want to get rid of these. How do I freaking... There we go. Okay. And so now I'm going to move this to roughly 1,000. The nice thing is that since this is a brush stroke that we're using here, it doesn't have to be as precise as my fonts usually are. So that's nice. You know what? Do I want 37?
I like the looks of that.
Do I want 37 or do I want it to be bigger? Let's try that.
In
Kind of like.
Texas, the motto is bigger is better.
I think I kind of like that better. That's 53. That's 53% on the back end. So this thing is 53% the size of that thing.
I just wrote down 53% on the back end as if I'm going to remember that.
I mean, don't worry. I'll take a picture of that. I just don't want to do it right now because my phone is doing a live stream and I want to be able to see that.
To keep up with that.
Okay, so next we just have a little hill like this, and the question is, do I want to do it in one stroke or two? And here's the issue. I definitely do it in one stroke with the pen, but my problem is this doesn't look the same as when I do it with one stroke. So I'm considering doing two. So we're going to be going from 0 probably up to around 750. That's terrible. Oh, goodness gracious. Don't look at this. Oh. Just go straight, you silly goose. Oh my goodness. This is just humiliating. Now I'm thinking about warrior gooses.
Warrior gooses?
Yeah,
I mean,
warrior geese.
I will say that geese are very mean.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. How do I do this? Uh-oh. Actually... Oh, you liked that last one?
I mean, I like, but maybe it's partly
Terrible.
because the imperfection makes me like it a little bit.
On the other hand, look at this little number.
I'm waiting. Oh, it just keeps going. Ooh, I like that one. Are you done now? Is it done updating?
No. Why am I so delayed? No. Sorry, I'm looking at the... Yeah, that's the one.
I think you're done now.
That's the
Okay.
one. See, I kind of like that.
That's the one that I saw, yeah.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Okay, so we do need to fix it a little bit. And so I'm going to try to fix it. Yeah, I saw that. Fix. That didn't fix it. Fix. Oh boy. Fix. Well, now what about this one? Fix. What is this? Hold on a sec. What is that thing doing? Like, why is that like that? Just fix it. That looks just okay. I need to hit that expand button. Okay, there we go. That's the problem. Delete, delete, delete. Oh no! Don't delete that one. Evidently. Okay, let's back out. Something I'm really not happy about with the way that's terminating. I think I can fix it just by hand. That's a little bit too hot. Let's try, but this is too hot. That's the issue. Fix that.
And when you say too hot, that means there's too much of a curve?
I
Too
think,
little of a curve.
I think that's how I meant that. But I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Oh boy.
That would be good to know what you mean.
Yeah, I know. Like, it would be good for me too, if I knew what I mean. See what see what happens there. Siri, go away, please.
I'm on it.
I wish you could do that in real life. Go away, please. On it.
See, that's a nicer curve there. This garbage is going to need to be cleaned up, but that's kind of a nicer curve there. I'm still very unhappy with this. I don't understand what's happening there and why it's so awful. I'm going to start trying to delete nodes, see what goes on. That makes make that straight. That's better. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so now here's the question. Do I try to fix this so that it looks like one stroke, or do I leave it as two, the way it is?
Ah,
And like
that is a good question.
something else that we can do, if you're looking at the top of this, I can delete this top portion right here. Just delete it, so that it just goes like that. Save. I think I'm actually going to experiment. Oh, and here, let me, I'm going to do something, a little something here. Contour, sorry, metrics. Set side bearings to 0. There we go. Okay. That looks terrible, by the way. That just looks awful.
I'm waiting for it to catch up to see what looks so terrible.
No, I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to try to do, I am indeed going to try to delete that. We're going to need to merge these layers, and I'm going to see if I know how to do that.
Question.
Yes.
If you were going to try to make a compound with the second form being an adverb in this language,
Yeah.
be verb adverb, right? If the two forms were coming together.
Yeah.
If you were to try to force a compound, I'm just getting ideas, because casa li is kind of a big stem, so I was trying to think casa plus li, but li means now. We have that in the dictionary. And so anyway, I was just trying to see if there were any existing forms that could possibly be ideas for compounds.
Yeah. So So I forget how to merge layers, but I want to merge these things. I guess I could do something over here. Oh yeah, I could do this. I think I'll do that here. Just gonna wait. Wrong layer. Wrong layer. Wrong layer. Go back. Go back. You. And then we're gonna take this little splicey tool and put a node there and put a node there. It's somewhere in the middle. And then delete everything else. Bang. All right, there we go. What do you think?
Ooh, I'm waiting for it to catch up.
Yeah, I know.
think I'm gonna like it though.
And yeah, Arturo, we did decide that they're gonna invent posable
That's
things.
gorgeous.
Okay, good. So that was my line of thinking as well. And that does look a little bit better, like slightly. Okay, so what happens is we're going to take this and we're going to put it somewhere down there so that we remember it. Eventually we're going to delete them all and they're going to be somewhere in the font as things that we did before. Okay, replace existing glyphs with content. Okay, good. There we go. Let's
Okay.
wow, we're getting treated to Jessie sneezes like all the time now.
Allergy season.
Okay, good.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, that could
Which
work.
really in Texas is all the time, by the way.
That could work. Okay. So then we need to, I'm gonna just go over to the font metrics or the preferences real quick here. Oh dear. That's
What's
not
up?
what the font is called. Hangala.
What does it think it's called?
With a diaresis.
Oh,
If it's gonna
I
have
hate this.
problems. You know, okay, so the UPM is definitely not 1,000. We're gonna change that to 1,600 for the time being. And the ascender, we're going to say that ascender is 1400, just for the time being. Keep the typo line gap. Ascender's going to be 200. Safe top, we're going to call that 1600. Safe bottom, we're going to call that 300. We're going to make, yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Font dimensions, yeah. No, I still want the X height to be 500. I still want the X height to be 500. And I still want the caps height to be 1,000. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's a little bit more manageable. Okay, so now we're going to take that L, we're going to paste it down with the L's. Let's see where they are.
Oh, I should move to Alaska. And heck, right now, since I'm doing all my teaching online, maybe I should just go.
This isn't just me. Like, where the heck is the L? There it is. Okay.
It's far too small for me to be able to help you with that.
Okay, and then of course we'll put the colors back. Okay. So now we need to actually make these characters. This one's done, but then our vowels look like in one, the black line. Okay. So that was a previous poll when we decided on the style of it. And I'm going to skip I for right now. I'm just going to go to, because that is what we did, right? Can we actually go to our Patreon and make sure that I've got the vowels right?
You sure can.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Moment. I have to go back. would have been like pole 7 or something, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry if I cut out at all. Washington, D.C. is apparently calling me.
Ah. Yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. This is
Here we go.
something we're going to have to deal with right now.
Okay. Oh, no, that's not the right picture. Pulled up the wrong picture post.
So here's a question to throw to everybody. This is for Schwa. Should the line be exactly the same? Hey, go up. Why won't that go up? Oh, I must be using the wrong arrow. How about now? There we go. Okay, should the line be exactly the same, or should it be a distinct line? That's the question. Because schwa is just going to look like a line above it. I think that distance should be about the same as this, so it's about 3 squares. So like 1, 2, 3, probably goes down right about there.
Put it on the brush style. How am I not seeing the images? I'm still getting there.
Yeah, so the question is if it should be slightly off or just the same. And I kind of have to decide what to do about that.
I don't know that you posted a picture of the vowels. I see all of the consonants and variations. I see the final version.
I wonder. No, it should be left to right still. Okay. Let's try something a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think something a little bit smaller like that. What do you think?
Oh, is that the little? Oh, I think that looks nice.
Yeah. We're not going to flip the line horizontally. That doesn't make any sense. Because that's not how it's written. This is how it's written. Now let's just make sure that's somewhat balanced. See, this looks like it's in a very good spot, but it actually might need to change that. What?
Okay. Okay. So that picture you showed up with the image 1, that is indeed the one that you showed as a picture.
Okay.
With that same one row across the top.
That's fine then. Let me, whoops. What on earth? I didn't want that. I wanted to look at the actual character. Why is it doing that? There we go. So this needs to be, the midpoint of this thing needs to be at 500. And it's not currently. Let me fix that.
So, Evan, yeah, all of the characters are already voted on, including the assignment of shape to sound and all of that. So it's all in a notebook. It's just now we need to, and by we, I mean David, needs to get it in the font program so that way we can type in it.
It's a little bit better. And then maybe this thing go over like that. That makes more sense. Let's, did I copy everything? No, it didn't. I'm gonna copy everything. Here we go. Let me, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so by the way, over on the note side,
Yeah.
I keep jumping around here. I'm trying to just put in ideas for ways that we can get some of the longer spaces that we're going to need.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And also trying to fill out, because we had like ideas for like what certain words could be. So I'm trying to fill out proposed forms for those. And my current one that I'm trying to do is a potential word for soldier.
Yeah, you would start at the top, dark horse. That's correct. So that is something that I need to remember. So I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about starting here. But it does seem like you'd have to start at the top. Okay, so next. Now I'm going to copy this over, but I'm not necessarily going to keep it. I just want it for reference. So the next one is, this is U, right? Yeah. So U is going to be kind of like a little ch-ch. So first, let's see what that looks like if we just did it. It's not terrible. You know, I want that for reference, but I want it to disappear when I'm...
I may have a word for soldier.
Tanozume.
Which comes from our word for briar, compounded with our word for rabbit, because it's a briar rabbit.
Huh. Whoa.
I don't know where the stress goes, though, so we'll have to talk about that, because if I am thinking it out correctly, it would actually go on the very end. Tonozume. That's a big word to wait till the end to get stressed. Highlighting all these things.
Remember that this symbol originally represents the moon.
Ooh, yes.
So it should be a little bit more. It actually looks kind of good. Let's try to get it. Somehow that doesn't feel as close.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Let's expand.
That's a good question, Dark Horse. If you're going to have briar and rabbit coming together, both nouns,
Yeah.
would you make it rabbit briar or briar rabbit to make it clear that it's a rabbit who's in the briar?
It's a rabbit in the briar. It's
Rabbit who's like goes in the briar.
it's rabbit briar.
I did it backwards.
Yeah.
Good catch, Dark Horse.
Let's see.
Okay, so in that case, the word has changed.
Oh boy.
So briar is actually from the plural of rose. So when we make the compound, we would want to retain the word for briar, right? The plural form of rose.
Where are you in the document, real quick?
Oh, I'm on.
Page.
Well, I'm on page 5. I'm just higher up than what you are. I tried
Sorry.
to scroll on the YouTube video. Oh my word.
Sorry
higher
about that,
up.
David. Give me a heads up next time you see something like that. What? Even higher up than that?
There we go. The yellow. Do you see the yellow? That's what I've been typing.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, so yeah, so I've got suggestions. These are not set in stone, but we've used tu as for part of kaitu for everything, and so to make dandelion, since people had wanted that related to hammy potentially, I made a suggestion of hamidu, which was like fluffy thing.
Let's do that right now.
And oh yes, the new Xyler. That's apparently a very popular, exciting thing for future.
Do people really say Xyler and not Giler?
I mean, when I see that, I think Xyler. I've been saying it wrong.
That's the Englishy way I say it, because E is closer to U than Y. Or
Sure.
I. Yeah.
Except I see Tyler, but with a J instead of a T.
Everything comes back to Texas for you, doesn't it?
Tyler's just down the road.
Welcome to Xyler, Texas, y'all.
That would be magnificent.
Okay. Now this is going to be the toughest thing in the entire font, because I'm going to have to decide, and this might be a good poll. So maybe I'll do all 3 options and I'll see what people think. Except it shouldn't be. It should be this way. Terrible, terrible, terrible. This is going to be so hard. That was close. Can I just correct that?
Bibleridian calls it Xyler.
What?
Uh-huh. Subconsciously, though.
And Bibleridian is here? He's seeing what I'm doing? This is so embarrassing. Also, where's my zoom? Zoom in. There we go. Okay. Let's... Where are all the nodes? Am I in the wrong... There we go. Okay.
We're back to missing those nodes.
Delete. Delete. Well, I want one of those circles to be here. Well, maybe. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. I think I'm going to need to get rid of this. Yeah, I want that to be a circle. That's what I want. I want that to be a circle.
Everyone's saying clockwise semicircle, then the line at the end of the semicircle.
Smooth. There we go. It's a little... Let's try this.
I don't think we had a like derivation.
That's close. That's close enough, I think. For after all, this is going to come down to a vote anyway. That's close enough. Okay, so that's A. Oh, geez, that looks terrible. But put that up at 0. Let's do... And now B is going to be this. Come on.
Is it just not? Oh, this is great. We've got Xyler, Giller, and Xyler with, oh wait, Mike, you went all for it. Zichyr. I can't do yours, Mike. But yeah, all sorts of suggested pronunciations. And we haven't done a like yet, so... Oh, I was going to try to get our cat-like to be arrogant, but we don't have any sort of derivation close to that.
No.
So I can't suggest anything there.
Why? Just do my bidding line. Okay, that's good. That'll work. Okay. Seriously? Can I not zoom in anymore? Okay.
Is it mad at you?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna expand that and also expand that one.
Oh. DinoNid asks if there's some sort of snapping tool to make it a straight line.
There used to be, but I don't know where it is anymore.
Oh.
But certainly there ought to be. And so I'm almost certain there is. But anyway, oops. That'll do as an example. And now for the third one, let's kind of get rid of that. Delete. Fine. There. All right. Now for this one, it's just going to be a little thing like that. But obviously, something like that. So I just need to get it right. Good.
So David asks about considering if burrow would take an animate non-rabbit plural because They see the earth as Mother Earth, and they burrow being her womb.
Probably not. I don't know if that makes as much sense for our rabbits, given what we've already done, yeah?
I have to remember what our word for burrow is. Do we have a word for burrow?
Hold on, so it's 1,
Oh,
2,
no, we don't.
3,
Okay.
and then there's 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Nah, it's a little bit too spread out. Yeah, it's better. Just move the whole thing.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. So that's it. Okay, so originally, you see what I had here for the sun option, right, is the circle, but I don't like it, and so I came up with these other two options. I mean, originally it was like a semicircle, but I came up with two more options to potentially do. It looks a little light. So I think I'll make that the pole for the sun. That's a little fuzzy. Hold on a sec. That's a little bit better, I think. Yeah.
I think it looks pretty.
Okay. So I'll put those up. This will be this week's poll, deciding on how we're going to do the E vowel, the I vowel. Even if it's this one, I may have to work with that. The idea behind this one is that it was going to sit, whatever the character was, it was going to attach to it. So even if there were some of these more disjointed ones, it would attach. And then the triangle one, it's going to do the same thing, but it will just be straight line, and it will probably have to go into a diamond at one point. I think maybe that's why I decided to go with a circle over the straight lines. But anyway, we'll leave it to the patrons to decide. So let's see, what can we write now? Let's take it for a test spin and see where we're at right now. So make sure we got our features, and so we can only write stuff with L's. So AL, good. See, L or AL doesn't matter, returns the same thing. IL looks like that at the moment. UL looks like that. And then, oops, schwa L looks like that. And so we can write what? What can we write?
You don't have the full glyph for just E yet?
No.
Okay, so we're really limited. We have AL and IL.
Yeah.
We can
Lalula.
listen to the ice cream truck. We can almost write alu or alu. Almost.
We could write Lalulu.
Yeah, not much.
And then, of course, if we want to see what it would really look like.
Oh, Jasmine asked if we could write Lily.
we can't. We can. Well, I guess we could in a way. Here, let's. So that's what it would really look like, right? Let's try. I guess Lily would look like that. And it's an open question if we want to write the copy vowel or not. We don't necessarily have to.
Right.
Because if we write it like that, it will be understood that it must be pronounced Lily. But yeah, maybe that's what I started with this one because it would be easier. But maybe what we can start with next time is we can write just the blank vowels, the empty character, so that we can actually write some stuff. Yeah.
Getting there.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Yeah, Mike is suggesting leaving out the copy vowel. Honestly, I think that's a good idea because it just saves on
I
space.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's predictable, so, I mean, why not?
Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, so real quick,
Yeah.
looking now at the highlights on the pages document, can we have a quick chat?
Sure.
What do you think about hammy-do?
Dandelion, Fluffy, and then Tulu.
And then, yeah, Tulu, which is our third-person inanimate pronoun form that gets shortened to tu in words like kaitu.
I mean,
And the pronoun tu.
generally, these things get combined like that, so it'd be Hamidulu, right?
Hamidulu. Okay. That was what originally came out. I just didn't know if we wanted to stick with the shortened form for some sort of like derivation for like fluffy thing.
I'm sorry. This is because you were using the suffix.
Right. But then I didn't know if the T would change. It doesn't there, but I didn't know if that was because it was technically from Kali to, but then this would be Hemi to. So.
Whoa, boy, that's a real question, isn't it? Why is that kaitu?
Because actually, you know what? This was actually treated because that's a verb form that means like to gather or things like that.
Yeah, and look, it's not kaitu, it's kaitu.
Did I write it wrong in my notes?
Okay, so I guess
I did write it wrong.
I guess what we were saying is that it didn't happen, but is that the case over here where we wrote it?
Over where, sorry?
Well, on our nominal derivation table, we don't have any examples.
Well, I was making this suggestion that we should make this a derivation because we had place. Oh, sorry. So if you go to the adjective derivations, which are in the green or orange charts,
Yes.
we have quality, person, and place, but we didn't have like a thing.
Oh.
But now that I see these go on prefixes. I did it backwards.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna have to go back to that one, I think.
Yeah. Darn it. All right. Save that for another day.
That doesn't answer our question though with kaitu though. Should it be kaidu? Because the idea here was that it was coming from Kali and then Tulu, right? And then
Right.
The L was just getting elided, so technically the T is still in between vowels. I don't see why that isn't getting voiced. I don't see any reason that should be kaitu. I think it should be kaidu.
And I honestly, I wish I remembered if we even thought to make it. Oh, they're saying something about stress because the two has the stress.
But that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, check out this one up here. Kata and Togata.
Mm. Yeah. So maybe it should be kaiju. Kaiju.
Watson is talking about another word. Do we have that already? No, we don't have imekai. That's not a word. Okay, so I think that this is going to have to change. That's kind of a bummer. I liked kaitu, but it's got to be kaidu.
And I'll change that down in the English side.
Oh, I already got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, this is going to need to be something hammy. And so,
okay, so
we'll have to leave that
and
for
Yinkle
another
is
time.
asking, did it not have something to do with the L in the proto-form? Because when it came together, it wasn't intervocalic because it became kal tu.
No.
And the L.
No, not in this case. Not in this case because the L gets elided, and so it's not becoming a yeah. It's not getting elided. So it's kai, and then tu. Now in terms of what W. Watson is saying, let's take a look. No, it shouldn't. No. Kaidu should not be tukai.
And part of this was because the kai was actually a prefix.
Yeah, I think this is actually why it wasn't getting voiced. So we were saying it is a condensation of a verb noun.
Yeah.
So it was actually gather this.
Everything, right.
And so the these things don't voice across word boundaries.
Right.
And so I think that was why we didn't voice it.
Does that mean we can go back, or does it make more sense to voice it?
We can go. We can do it, but we need to make sure that we remember that's why.
Okay.
So we can go back to kaitu. So I'll just
Kaitu
there.
only works because
Yeah.
2 words. No voicing change over word boundaries. Okay. Okay. So what I thought was going to be like, hey, quick detour. Let's just look at these highlighted forms real quick.
Yeah.
That took us 5 minutes.
Okay.
And we haven't even talked about
That's
the rest. So we're going to save that for next time, shall we?
That was important, though. That was really important.
It was very important, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm actually going to put a footnote in the document with the Kaitu entry because otherwise we won't remember. But I'm writing it out right now so I don't forget.
Okay. Oh. I'm just gonna write. Not that. 188, 76, 65.
Oh, you're writing down the numbers?
188. 76, 65, 53. And then 200 thickness. Okay. There. I've got it somewhere.
Excellent.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Very good. So yeah, we're on our way. And yeah, don't be surprised if like none of these things end up being the final forms because I might just decide I hate them and change them. We'll see. Anyway, but that's how it goes. Yeah. So thank you so much. And yeah, I guess that's it, huh?
I think we're good, yeah.
I honestly feel like I could work for the next 7 hours on this font, but I will try to refrain.
Well, especially since you need to know the shapes of some certain things, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Stay
Right.
grammar. Have a good week.
All right, bye everybody.
It suddenly got very dark in my room. I
Ooh.
need to figure out the lighting situation. Do I not look darker than normal?
Proceed grammatically. I like that.
Ooh, nice, Mateus. Seyosa Gramosa.